Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, and to all those that have been here for many years, welcome back. If you've looked at the title of the channel, you'll know that my name is James Jansen and I am a filmmaker here in the Midwest. I've been documenting my weight loss and life here on YouTube for over 5 years, and I've learned so much along the way. At one point, I had lost over 200 pounds, and while I may not be at that mark right now, I have still lost over 150 pounds, and it's drastically changed my life. A little over a year ago, I worked on the set of The Dancing Monkey in central Wisconsin, and that kick-started my career in filmmaking. Being on that set really inspired me to take the leap and actually start my own business. From that, I actually booked a few weddings for this coming summer, and since then, I have been on several different film sets in this last year. After a few moves in this past 2 years, Emily and I have ended up here in Duluth, and that's where a lot of these opportunities have kind of been opened up to me. I've been really ambitious in reaching out to people in the area. I got connected with the Upper Midwest Film Office, and I've been working at a news station, and I've built a lot of connections through those opportunities. Now, if you remember in a video from a few years ago, I said that Emily is the love of my life and that it won't be very long before I'd be asking that question. Well, at the time, I didn't realize how life was going to go. And unfortunately, finances have been extremely tight. We took a lot of risks to get here, and it's put us in a position where a wedding just is not in the books right now. It's really sad, but that honestly is just where we're at right now. With that constantly being on my mind, the stress of losing my job and starting a whole new career, the stress of finances just bearing down on me has had me consistently thinking about money and how are we gonna make ends meet, and what if we can't go to the grocery store and all these other things. I'm sure all of you have experienced this in some way in the past year even because of the economic downturn. With all the stress from the past 2 years, it has really been a challenge for my health goals and for my weight loss. And actually it's been a negative effect in the sense of I've put on weight. And I talked about this a little bit in my last video, but it hasn't gotten much better. I'm basically at the same weight I was in that video, if not maybe a little more. So that's what's going on. That's where I'm at. That's who I am. And this video is just starting anew. So the biggest challenges and hurdles currently in my way are finding ways to catch up on the debt that we've accrued, setting up strategies for weight loss and health goals so that I can keep some sort of consistency, and working on growing my business and improving my skills, because that's something that I just want to see flourish and grow in the years to come. So what am I doing? How am I going to accomplish those goals when from the outside looking in, it seems so very overwhelming? And trust me, it feels very overwhelming at times. Well, things are about to change. Emily is actually, so she's a cytotechnologist. And I know, you're thinking to yourself, what is a cytotechnologist? So what Emily does is she goes on patient procedures and she collects samples that then she prepares and puts on a slide. She then looks at that under a microscope, and from what she sees in the cellular structure, she can determine what different kinds of cancers or diseases that patient might have. In other words, she's really smart. A lot is going to change here within the next year for us, actually within the next week for us, because in order to tackle a large chunk of the debt that got us to the place we're at today, and actually for her to be certified in what she does, we have a lot to handle. In order to make ends meet and in order to dig ourselves out, we're going big. We're going extreme. We're gonna be traveling. She is gonna be taking on a traveling gig here in the next week that we already have lined up, and it's exciting. It's terrifying in some aspects, and it's gonna mean long distance kind of stuff for us, because I'll probably be here at least for the first several months that she's somewhere else in the country. I'm gonna try to go and visit her when I can, but I have some obligations here with my business and with people that I've met and things that I'm doing to kind of advance my career here as well. We're doing what we have to, and it's what's best for us and our family in the future. So what does this look like in regards for me and what I'm doing and my career as I've so generally framed out? It means that I need to find more consistency, because right now that has not been happening. That's not been happening at all. I've maintained essentially my level of health, and I have completely dropped the ball when it comes to posting here on the channel and keeping you guys up to date. Because you know what? Even when life gets rough, this stuff really does help me out. And I've been neglecting that. I've not been taking care of myself in that way. So it is time to get back on track. And as life changes, so do I. So do I. I have to change, I have to adapt, I have to do better. And that has always been a theme on this channel, is constantly seeking to be the best version of myself possible. And that is something that honestly Emily and I have in our relationship too. It's always striving to be the best that we can, to be the best version of ourselves possible. I couldn't ask for a better partner in this life. So over the past 2 years, a lot has changed. I found the love of my life. I moved to Eau Claire and then now to Duluth. I lost my job and started a whole new career. I put some weight back on and we faced a lot of financial hardship. But even with all of those big changes, I think the biggest changes to happen were actually with me. Leaving my hometown has given me the opportunity to see this world in a different way. And I may still be in the Midwest, but even in changing careers, I have found myself working with people that have dissenting viewpoints. And it's a totally different experience working with someone and interacting with them in person than it is even seeing these people and working with them online. So because of that, my whole worldview has kind of changed, and the way that I approach situations has also changed. While the added stress in life is not necessarily what I wanted, it has strengthened my ability to deal with adversity. And lastly, with starting my business and working in my desired field, it's really given me more confidence in my skills and abilities. And it's really pushed me to learn and grow even more in this area that I love. To those of you that have stuck around even between the months of silence between uploads, thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate you being here. I promise, I know it's been a while, but I promise there will be more consistency coming up here soon. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful month, week, year? No, just kidding. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Also, if you haven't checked it out already, go ahead and click over here. Aaron, my younger cousin, and I made a video together. I said, hey Aaron, if you write it, I will shoot it. And we filmed it during the 4th of July camp out, and it was a blast. It was fun to just go out there and make something. So thank you, Aaron, for such a wonderful time, and I hope you guys enjoy.